Hi, this is Group 6. 2 weeks ago, we had an impressive panel with Kristen. We put forward many questions based on Kristen's work and life. So let's take a look at the highlights moment in the panel.
Wondering too is like you developed your own certain specific style that I saw across all of them. I was wondering how you kind of molded your style towards every brand, because it was still your style, but you can also tell it's the brand's identity, which is really cool.
Yeah. Oh, that's a really good question. I think a lot of my style actually came from my years at OCAD. I remember being in, the group that I was hanging around, they were not the most colorful, like in their design work. They were not the most colorful and like bubbly and upbeat in their design work, not talking about my personality. So I feel like that was kind of my opportunity space to be a little more bold and advantageous, and you know, how I branded my own projects or how I conducted my presentations in class. How did I retain that style? I think it stems from me just wanting to get better and better. I knew I never wanted to ditch like a style that I developed for like 4 years or so. So I just continued on, and I picked really fun brands and companies to work with. And I think it made it easier to retain and grow that style, especially with super high end glitch. I could still be myself and show a lot in my work. Whereas at Shopify, it's more set in stone because they have a really hard design system that you can't break with your personal style, and that's okay because I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, they're very corporate. I imagine a bigger company at that size will probably have their set in stone ways.
You'd be surprised. If you are on the outside looking in at Shopify, it just feels like a very big young company. A lot of the teams really operate as small startups. But yeah, there is a design system, but it differs depending on what you're working on.
Some of the best transferable skills you developed over the years from school that kind of went over and shined through when you work professionally?
That's a good one. I think my presentation skills were my biggest asset at OCAD. I knew how to talk, and I knew how to share my work, and I knew how to ask and give feedback. I think that is one skill that is just my saving grace in all my jobs. It's to be able to talk to people, and it's to be able to give and receive feedback. Maybe I wasn't as willing to receive it while at OCAD, but I took it. But now I receive it with more open arms, and I actually let the feedback influence my design work. So it's less about I can't think of a technical skill that's been transferable, because I feel like everything is pretty much what I've always worked with. Yeah. But my people skills, what I did at OCAD, definitely carried through.
Okay, so being able to receive feedback and keeping an open mind. This is not the end all be all.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
The last question to end up everything might be a little heavy. Feel free to answer. But I was wondering, when was a time that you were scared or nervous about your design, and then how did you overcome that? Were you ever kind of afraid of that things might fail, or you get nervous about a presentation coming up or a project coming up and not sure if it's gonna hit or burn?
I think I used to be like that. I think I used to put a lot of emotion behind my work. And when I present, I just wanted everyone to love it. And the truth is, not everyone's going to love your work. And sometimes critiques are a little too positive, and there's not enough constructive criticism to make your work better. I think before I was like that, but now when I present stuff, I don't have so much emotional attachment to it. So if it fails, and it's all good because I have 1,000 other things to do. I think you just get to a point where it's you're not very attached to your work. And that's me speaking on a full-time design job capacity. If it was me as a freelancer or as an entrepreneur and I was putting product out in the world, I would want people to love it. And I would be really fucking upset if nobody bought what I made, I think there's emotion behind that. And I see it with my friends who are actually in industrial design professions. But in digital, I don't know, it's more free. You could delete shit. You could get rid of shit. You're not attached to anything because it moves so quickly that what you design today is not going to be relevant in 3 years from now. So
true. There's always the big redo button. Thank you so much, Kristen, for being a part of our guests and presenting super well and answering all our questions and all our concerns. If anyone can unmic and just do a quick clap or just applaud, thank you so much.